Welcome back to part 2 of the skilsaw refurb. You will enjoy quite an immense amount of time watching the skilsaw get refurbished. Just to recap, this is how it looked before, and then after many minutes and hours of refurb, it looked a lot better. Looks like this now. So the next step is to take the motor apart and go from there. So have fun watching.
Okay, so I used my impact wrench driver to take these 4 out, and then I just used a screwdriver to take these 2 out of the handles. So now I got to figure out how to get this out of here, and then wait. Does that piece not actually come out of there? I'm probably getting way more into this than I realize. But the split is here, not back here or here. I was thinking it was here for some reason, wasn't paying attention really at all. So now I'm going to try to get this off. There's a little clip here. I'm just going to, I already kind of loosened it a bit. Whoops, oh boy. Okay, there. And that went away. Okay, just lost that. Great. All right, so now we're into it. I had to loosen a nut off of here and take this loose, and then use a dead blow hammer to back this off of the housing. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be copper colored. Got a little sandpaper on there. There we go. Now we're getting clean. I could probably get that cleaned out. There was a bunch of dust in there. I cleaned that out with some light solvent, and then I sandpapered the motor because it was so I think just some sandpaper on there cleaned it up decent enough. And I need to get in there. Found some screws for from another end of these saws. So I was able to put the handle back together the way it should be. I have one more for this point. This part has a lot of dust on it as well. So I'm going to use the air compressor and get that cleaned out in there. Probably sand off the motor on this side here. Just get, so you can see a little bit of corrosion on there. And then I got this commutator pretty clean. The motor, I just did a quick wipe down on it. And I'm going to put this back together. Okay, I think I'm going to try using this little file to get these cleaned up a little bit. Alright, so I was able to get it at least to look like brass. It's probably not super clean, but probably good enough. Got the handle attached again.
There's a washer that flexes on that goes on the end. You can see here, and it pushes against the case and gives the bearing something to ride against, and not be just pushed hard against the case. So I gotta get that back inside the case and then get the motor on. You can see it's like flexes a little bit, bounces up and down. It gives the motor a little flexibility in there.
Try to get this in here. I'm going to put it on the end of a long screwdriver and then let it drop in. Unfortunately, it's a little magnetic, so the screwdriver is fighting it, and I have to put this down. Okay, I've got it now in there, and now I got to remember how to put the 2 pieces together. There is a little screw that goes on here, and then there's some stuff that goes on here. With some careful working, I was able to get this in here. I got to get that little screw in, and then put the washer underneath it, because I think it's a sliding washer, meaning it slides against it. There's not really enough thread, surface area on the body, and it seems like the body, since it's aluminum, would just wear down. So you put the washer here. Well, that looks right, actually. It's wearing the wear here and here is the same width as this nut. So I think I got it right. The washer goes on the bottom side. This goes here, and then the little handle turner, and then the clamp, the clip. Okay, so what you want is you want this to loosen up enough to slide up and down when it's like this, and then you want it to clamp nice and solid. Screw bolts in. Yes, I will tighten them. Okay, and that's pretty close to snug here on the... Okay, so the adjuster is tight. These 4 screw bolts are tight, the handles are tight. So I got this goes in here, and the blade goes on, and then this goes on the blade, and then this is the bolt to hold the blade on. Okay, the blade is on, all the things are in, and the way to tighten this is you put a screwdriver here to hold the blade so it doesn't rotate, and then you tighten this puppy down. That's good and tight. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. This looks all wonky. I think it's not supposed to be vertical. All right, that took some severe encouragement to get it pushed down, but now that is loose. So the tightening goes this direction, up, which makes sense, you can sit out of the way. But man, I wasn't quite sure. All right, that one's in. Put a lid on. I mean, these brushes probably do work. They don't look pretty, but at least I'll know that it's still working after all the things I did. And then if it seems to work better, then, but still kind of not so good, then probably the brushes are bad, or I really messed things up. And I don't mind spending the 10 bucks for the brushes, but I want to make sure it's going to work first. And it is springy, so there we go. Everything is working, secured. Yep, that's secured. Okay, we're ready to do a test. It's plugged in and it's not running. That's a good test right there. Let's give it a whirl. I mean, it does work, so that's pretty good, right? I'm not sure it works better than it did before. I'm gonna say that it is working better than before. The black streaks from the sparking. You can see down in there, it's already getting marked up. I swapped the brushes around just to see if it's more sparky on the side where the different brush is. So that way I would know this is possibly the brush. Because the amount of spark changed from one side to the other. So it doesn't seem to be dependent on the side, it depends on the brush. So I'm gonna go with the brushes being bad for now. I can spend the 10 bucks and get some new ones and see if that makes it improve. All right, I got my brushes and I got some grease oil. Oops. Wasn't sure how the top of these looked. They're solid copper versus the original had 2 holes in them. I don't know what impact not having the holes will have. Probably nothing. I think it's just the way that they crimped the wire on there. How that's attached in there. Well, anyways, these are the replacements. They really aren't that worn down, so I'm a little concerned that that's not the problem. But I got them. Made it basically go down in there. So I'm gonna get these together. Okay, here's the test. I have this skilsaw genuine oil. It's going to go in here.